So finally, we are doing a Arch Linux installation video. Someone requested this in YouTube comments, so here we are. In this video, I'm going to skip all the minor details like creating the bootable drive and stuff. I'll jump right into boot into the live environment. And few things. In this video, I will install Arch Linux and I will install KDE Plasma. And the boot mode is UEFI. I think all the modern computers support UEFI, so I thought I should create the video in the same boot mode. So UEFI. So the first thing is to connect to internet. If you're connecting through a LAN cable, you should be connected already. You can check that by running ping. You should get a output like this. If you want to connect to Wi-Fi network, you can run Wi-Fi menu script. I can run it because I don't have a Wi-Fi device, I guess. I believe that's right. Yep. I don't have a Wi-Fi interface, so I can run that. You'll get a nice little window. It will list all the Wi-Fi connections and you can easily connect to them. Now we are connected to internet. Then we need to update system clock. Apparently, I'll run this command. Time date ctl set entity true. You can hit tab for auto completion. By the way. That is done. Now to partitioning. Since you are running UEFI, I'll create this partition scheme. You can check the boot mode you're running. If this file exists, that means you are running UEFI. Otherwise, you are running BIOS or legacy boot mode. I'll do this anyway. ls is firmware. Yes, I'm in UEFI mode. Now if you want to use BIOS, you will have to, I think, disable UEFI in your firmware, and you don't have to create a additional partition for UEFI stuff. So in UEFI partition scheme, we need 3 partitions, one for EFI system, one for root. This one is optional. This is the subspace. I'm going to create it anyway, by the way. Cool, let's get started. Before we start, let's check what are the tools available for partitioning. For MBR, we got CFDisk. CFDisk also support GPT as well, so I'll use this. For me, it's hard to use FDisk, so I'll use CFDisk. I'm going to first run lsblk to list all the block devices. So here, SDA is my hard drive. It got 15 GB of space. Now I'm going to run CFDisk on that drive. CFDisk dev SDA. Again, SDA is my hard drive. Name of your hard drive could be different, especially when it's a NVMe SSD. So enter your device name instead of SDA. Cool. Now we are going to create a GPT partition scheme. But if you're using BIOS or legacy boot mode, you can create a DOS partition scheme. Select this one. But we are using UEFI, so I'll create GPT. First partition is going to be EFI partition, so I'll get 512 MB. Now I will select the free space and create my root partition. I'm going to only leave 5. Actually, I'm going to leave 2 GB for subspace, and I'll create root partition of 13 GB. Okay, I'll use rest of the space for sub partition. Hit enter. Now we need to set types. I'll start from the first one. First partition, SDA1 is going to be EFI system or EFI partition. Select EFI system here. The second one is the root partition, so Linux file system. Then the last one is SUP, Linux SUP. Cool, now you can write. I'll type yes. Then quit. You can run lsblk again. It should display all the partitions you created. SDA1 512, that's EFI. SDA2 root partition 13 GB. SDA3 2 GB, 2.1 GB, that's subspace. Cool, now I'll go back to wiki. Here we need to format the partitions. Give me a second. Yes, when formatting the EFI partition you need to use FAT32. So I'll run this command, mkfs make file system. It's going to be FAT32 and the device or the partition is dev sda1. Hit enter. I think, yeah, that's done. Now we need to format the root partition. I'm going to use ext4. Again, mkfs ext4 on dev sda2. Again, your device or the partition names could be different, so obviously don't use sda if they are different. Use your partition name on your computer. Okay, I'm gonna hit enter. Cool, no errors. Formatting is done. Now we need to deal with sub area. mksub on dev sda3. Now I'm gonna sub on the same drive or the partition, not the drive actually, sorry. All right, what is next? Okay, we need to mount the partitions. I'll list all the block devices again. So SDA2 is my root partition. That's what I'm going to mount first. Dev SDA2 to MNT. I'm going to mount it to directory MNT in the live system. Then we have to create a directory for EFI, mkdir. Inside MNT, I'm going to create a directory called EFI. Now we can mount the EFI partition to that directory. Now run mount dev sda1 is my EFI partition. I'm going to mount it to mnt EFI directory. We just created that. Hit enter. Cool. So that's it. That's all we have to mount. Then I'll go back to the wiki page. Okay, let's set the mirror. I'll edit this file. I'm going to use Vim. If you don't know Vim, you have Nano editor, but I'm going to use Vim. etc pacman d mirror list. I will select a server from Singapore, copy that server and I will paste it. So select a server somewhere close to your country, then bring it to all the way to the top of the file. Then you can save it. Since I'm using Vim, I'm going to hit colon wq to save and quit. I'll clear the window. Next, we need to download essential packages. Base is, Arch Linux base system. Contains, I think, pacman and all the other files and stuff. Then the Linux kernel itself. I'll download Linux firmware as well. Okay, let's do it. I'll run pacstrap. So I want to download packages into MNT directory. What do I want? I want base. Linux package and Linux firmware package. Cool. Now I hit enter. This is going to take some time, so I'll pause the video. So we downloaded base system, Linux and firmware as well. Now we need to generate fstab. This file contains all the partition details and where to mount them and order and stuff like that. So I'm gonna generate that right now. Gen fstab. I'm gonna generate to mnt etc fstab directory. Okay, I missed one. Cool. Now we can check that. I think less is available. etc actually mnt etc fstab. You can see there are three partitions: SDA2, which is my root partition, SDA1, EFI partition, then the SDA3 sub partition. Looks good. Back to the wiki. I'll run arch chroot on mnt. You can see the prompt has changed. Okay, let's set the time zone. We're going to create a link to etc local time. ln s2 softlink if I think for forcing it. User share zone info. I'm going to select Asia because I'm from Asia. Then the city, Colombo. I'll create the link to etc local time. Then I'll hit enter. What is next? Let's set the hardware clock. HW clock sys. And this option is TOHC. Okay. Localization, I'm going to use ENUS only. We need to edit this file. First, there are no editors. So you will have to install one first. Run pacman, capital S for pacman is the package manager. Capital S for installing stuff. Then we are going to install Vim and Nano. Hit Y. Then, okay. Now we got two editors, Vim and Nano. I'll use Nano. Go to etc. I don't remember the file name. Local gen. Here we need to search for ENUS. I already have done it, but you can come here, then simply remove the hashtag. Hit Ctrl O to save the file. Then I'll hit Ctrl X to quit. Okay, let's run local gen. Okay. Okay, I will have to edit the etc local config too. Nano etc local.conf lang. It's en simple, I guess. US. Then what? UTF-8. I uncommented UTF-8 one, so I'm gonna type the same thing. Looks good, I guess. Yep. Control O to save. Control X to quit. You can change the keyboard layout. I did not change it. It's right around here. Yeah, you can use this command to browse all the available keyboard layouts. Then you can run load key, whatever the keyboard layout. If you used one instead of the default US keyboard layout, you will have to where is it You will have to edit this file and set the keyboard layout in that file. Now to network configuration, let's set the host name nano etc host. Type the host name you want. I'll use syntax control O, hit enter, then control X. We need to edit the hosts file as well. Nano etc hosts, then 00 001, yes, then the localhost, okay, then 127.0.1.1 host name local domain. Now let's save it. Control O. Okay, let's set the root password. Passwd. Don't forget this password. Now we need to install the bootloader. There are multiple options available, but I will use grub. First we need to install grub onto the system. I'll run pacman again, capital S, hit Y. Then there are two different install methods, I would say. If you're running legacy boot mode, then you need to use this to install the bootloader. Replace this SDX with your device name or drive name, hard drive name. You can run lsblk to list all the hard drives, by the way, or the block devices. But we are running UEFI. Since we are running UEFI, I will install grab using this command. Okay. Now grab install target. Let me clear the screen first. .8664 EFI. Okay. EFI directories root EFI. Remember we created the directory mnt EFI, then we mounted the EFI drive or the partition to this directory. Now bootloader ID is grab. I think all good. I'll hit enter. Wait. Okay, I got something wrong. I think. Okay, this has to be a underscore. I typed a x, letter X. I don't know why. Let me run it again. Oops, I got an error. EFI boot manager is not found. Actually, I forgot to install EFI boot manager. I'll do that right now. I will run pacman again. Install EFI boot mgr. Now let's run again. Hopefully this will work. Installation is finished. No error reported. Cool. Now there is one more thing we need to configure. By the way, if you are dual booting, you need to install OS Prober. I'm not dual booting, but I'll do it anyway. OS dash prober BBER, or I think BER. Yep. Install this. This will, basically search for other operating systems like Windows and add it to, the boot or the grep configuration. So you can have all the operating systems listed in the bootloader. Okay, now configure grep mkconfig. I'm going to create the configuration in boot grep directory. Okay, dash o etc, not etc, it's boot. In grep directory, I'm going to call the file grep.cfg. Hit enter. Okay, all right. Now, what is next? According to the wiki, we can reboot, but I'm going to do a few more things. I'll install few stuff. After restarting the computer, we need to connect to internet back again. So I will have to install all the stuff we need to, basically connect to internet. So pacman, I think dhcpcd is not available. I'll install it now. Then we will need, in order to run Wi-Fi menu, I think we need WPS applicant, and then a package called dialog. I believe that's it. Oh, you can also install what's that? IWD. That's another program you can use to connect to Wi-Fi networks. I'll install as a backup plan. Okay, now I'll hit enter. Yes. Cool. Now I will exit. Then we need to unmount all the stuff we mounted. I'll run umount on etc. Actually, I think the wait. Let me check that. Yep, capital R to recursively unmount. Oops, not etc. It's mnt. Okay, now we can restart. We can run reboot. Okay, so this is the grep bootloader. If you have Windows installed, it should show up in here too. I'll use Arch Linux. And now the user is going to be root. Remember, we set a password for root. Use that. Now if I run ping, I'm not connected. We need to run dhcpcd if you are using the LAN cable. If you want to connect to Wi-Fi, you can again run Wi-Fi. Is that available? I don't know. I'm not sure why Wi-Fi menu is not available, because I installed a dialog package. Okay, I'm not sure why, but we installed IDW, so that's there for. We can use that. Basically, run IWCTL, then run a device list in there. It will list all the network interfaces. Select the one starts from WLAN something. Then what you have to do is um, run this station, your interface name, then connect. SSID is your Wi-Fi name, Wi-Fi network name. Hit that. Then it will prompt you to enter the password. Enter the password, then you should be connected. Or else, easy way is to connect your LAN cable if you have one. Yep. I don't know why the Wi-Fi menu is not working, because Even here it says that I need to install the dialog package. I did that. Okay, now let's move on, I guess. Okay, I'm not connected yet, so I'll have to run dhcpcd. I'm gonna run the service. Actually, I'm gonna enable it, then run it. I'll run systemctl. Yes, enable dhcpcd service. Okay, then I'm gonna start it. Let's run ping again. Cool. Now I'm connected. Okay, before we install KDE Plasma, I need to create a user. I believe user add help. I'm gonna create a home directory for the user, so I'll use -m option. User add -m. Then what? Groups. I can add groups. I'll add sudo group. Then the username. I'll call the user syntax. Then hit enter. Okay. Now how do I create a group? Group add. I can. Okay. Run group add sudo to add sudo group. Then run the previous command once again. Use add. Cool. Now we have a user. We need to set a password. Run pass wd the username. Okay. Now I'm gonna install sudo pacman capital S. Install sudo hit y. Now let's run vsudo. No editor found. Okay, vsudo looking for vi, but we don't have that. We got vim, so I'll use that. I think I will have to export the editor variable. I'll use vim. Then I'll run vsudo again. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down to. Can I set numbers? Okay, I'm going to uncomment this line. This line will allow any user with sudo group to run sudo basically. Comment this. Make sure you remove this space, weird space here. Otherwise it will not work. So remove that. Hit space key. Cool. Now I'm going to save it. I'll hit escape, then colon W and Q to quit. Now I believe sudo should work for that user we created. I'll exit from here. Now I'm going to log into the user. Enter the user password, then run sudo pacman. I'm gonna install vim. Try to install vim again. Yes, we got sudo access. Now type now. We already did that. So now I'm going to open the arch wiki for KDE Plasma. Google that. There are few options. Plasma Meta, Plasma Group, then Plasma Desktop as well. For a more minimal Plasma installation, install the Plasma Desktop. So I'm gonna install Plasma Desktop because it's minimal, less stuff to download. Before that, we need to install xorg. I'll go back, then run sudo pacman. I need to install xorg. I'm gonna actually install xorg xinit as well to run startx. That will open the xserver. Okay, now hit enter. I'm gonna install all of them. I'll pause the video. I'll come back once installation is completed. Okay, that's done. Now let's install KD Plasma. Package name is Plasma Desktop. I'll run sudo pacman. Wait, what's the package name again? Plasma Desktop. I'm gonna use the default 310 megabytes. Okay. Okay, now we need to set up the startx script or xinit script. I'll run nano. I'm gonna create a file called .xinitrc. Initrc. So xinit is going to read this file and it will execute. Okay, let's check what is the executable name. Okay, start plasma x11. I'm gonna execute. Wait, what? Start plasma. Okay, Control O, Control X. Okay, now I think I can run a startx to start the Excel. Here we go. Okay, now you got KD Plasma. So I'm gonna stop the video here. From here you are on your own. Again, go through the Arch Wiki. There are a lot of information in that, so I highly recommend for you to read it. So the next time you are booting, you have to select Arch Linux from the bootloader, then you will get the virtual terminal. In there, you will have to enter the username and password, or you will have to run startx on the virtual terminal to start KDE. Okay then, have a nice day.